Good evening, everyone. Um, it is Wednesday night meditation, movement, and melt class with yours truly, Japa here. So for today's class, you will need a blanket and maybe a bolster or a pillow if you have one. And also we're going to need a strap. I don't have one of those fancy yoga straps. I have just the strap from my my house coat. So yeah, you could just grab one of those. I'll give you a few moments to go grab one of those. We're going to do some really nice leg stretches with using those in the movement or melt part of our class this evening. So I'd just like to thank you for joining me tonight. Us here at Yoga by the Sea are trying to figure out ways that we can connect with you. There was a post today on our Facebook page just reaching out and seeing what your needs are and what may work. We're looking at different options to connect. So if you have any comments or questions about how we can be of service to you and help you, you can just either private message me or you can message the Yoga by the Sea Facebook page. That way we know what you need and we can connect and meet you where you are. So yeah. So I just invite you to find your comfortable seat tonight. However that looks for you. Know that for the next hour and a bit, you have nothing else to do or nowhere else to be but in your own body, on your mat or on your couch or wherever it is for you. Just know that it's a gift to yourself to be able to put this time aside and allow yourself to just be present with your body and who you are. It's such a gift. And there's nothing to do, just begin to start relaxing. Dropping the day away. Allowing yourself to move if you need to move. Finding that comfortable seat. Allowing the thoughts of the day or the past week, just to allow them to just begin to fall away. The body slowing down as you get all your wiggles out, and your mind will follow if you begin to start slowing down and relaxing. Begin to bring awareness to your body, starting at your toes and working your way up towards the crown, noticing just by sitting here if there's any tension and holding. Beginning at your feet, your toes, wiggle them and maybe Maybe see if there's tension in holding as you work your way up your legs, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your lower spine, your back, your shoulders. Can you relax them a little bit? See if you can relax them a little bit more. Noticing along the way if there's any tension or holding in your neck, your jaw. Your fingers and your wrists, your arms, checking in again with your shoulders and your neck, wiping all expression from your face, relaxing all your face muscles. If you need to scrunch up your face a little bit, and just let it go. Just kind of taking an inventory from your toes all the way up to your crown. Noticing those spots, those hot spots. And once you have taken the inventory of your body, begin to bring awareness to your breath. Just noticing how you're breathing tonight. Is your breathing shallow? Or is your breathing nice and deep into your abdomen? Just noticing without changing anything at all. Now on your next inhale, I invite you to imagine that you're inhaling peace. Inhaling peace and harmony. And when you did that inventory, I invite you to bring that inhale of peace and harmony, allowing it to surround the spots of tension and holding, and then as if you're exhaling all that tension and holding with that exhale. So you're inhaling peace and harmony, and exhaling, letting go of holding and tension. Each breath, more peace and more harmony, allowing that breath to surround those spots, those hot spots throughout your body. And exhale. All that tension and holding. And carry on with that. Hitting all those hot spots that you have been a witness to, that was brought to your awareness by your body. Bringing all that peace and harmony, all those breaths, those healing breaths, surrounding that tightness and holding and letting it all go. Inhaling peace and harmony, and exhaling tension and holding. Be present with what is happening right now. Remember, you have nowhere else to be or nothing else to do. But allow yourself to bring in peace and harmony and let go of tension and holding. And noticing if this breath cycle is allowing the thoughts of your mind to begin to slow. And noticing if this breath pattern allows your body to relax even more. If a thought does arise, allow it to just be. Greet it with love and gratitude. And let it go with your next exhale. And throughout this practice, I invite you to bring in this breathing pattern at any time throughout this practice. Breathing in peace and harmony and exhaling tension and holding. And begin to slowly rise your hands up. Begin to rotate your palms towards each other. And I invite you to go really slow. Begin to allow your palms to slowly move towards each other. Noticing the sensation between your palms, or maybe electricity or magnetic field or heat or tingling as your palms anticipate the skin boundaries touching, bringing all your awareness to your palms. And when they touch, just notice how that feels. Resting your thumbs at heart center. Coming into your body and noticing if just that slight movement has caused an opening or contraction anywhere in your body. Just notice if there's change. Maybe a peace has washed over you. Or maybe a new contraction has showed up just by that small movement. And just notice. And we'll begin our practice this evening with an Om. So inhale. So staying anchored into this piece that you've created, you can keep your eyes closed or open. We're just going to slowly move to where our feet, we're sitting on our sits bones and our legs are stretched out in front. Moving any pillows or blankets that you may have had underneath. We're just going to move nice and slow and mindful. Stretching your legs out in front. And we're just going to begin to do a little bit of self-care here. Just allowing yourself to become in tune with your body and what you need right now. So just begin by starting. You can rub your hands together, create some heat. And bring the palms of your hands behind your neck. And give your neck a bit of a squeeze. We're just going to work our way through our body parts and just give ourselves a nice, loving, relaxing, mindful massage. Giving your neck a rub. Getting into those spots of tension and holding maybe. Bringing your right hand to your left shoulder, your left hand to your right shoulder, and kind of give your arms a squeeze. Give yourself a hug here. And work your way down your arms by giving them a nice massage. Noticing, really taking your time and noticing if there's any spots that need a little bit of extra love. And that breathing pattern that we had at the beginning of the class, where you breathe in that peace and harmony, and exhale, holding intention. Just see if Your hands and your breath can release some of that tension, giving your elbows a little bit of a massage. We tend not to give our elbows love unless we bang our funny bone into something. Working your way down to your forearms. Both sides, your wrists. Just really get into all those little nooks and crannies of your body that you may be neglecting just throughout your day. When you get to your hands, give your hands a nice massage as if you were rubbing in the most luxurious, expensive hand lotion you could ever imagine. Just really give your hands a nice massage, rubbing all your fingers, knuckles, the back of your hands. Then when you feel complete with that, reaching around, and you can have your hands in little fists, or you can just have your fingers open and give yourself a nice lower back massage. And then you can go up as high as you can. Really taking this time for yourself tonight. Coming down to your bum, maybe giving your glutes a squeeze. Taking your thumb and your fingers and going right into your hip crease, around your hip bones. And again, noticing along the way, if you have tension and holding, and bring in that breathing pattern where you breathe in peace and harmony, allowing that healing breath to circle around that area that's calling to you. And see if you can just breathe out that tension and holding. And then when you make it down to your legs, like you can again bring your hands in fists and kneading down your legs, or you can give them a nice rub. Or do both. It's kind of like kneading bread. It's kind of the thing these days is to make homemade bread, so this is kind of good practice. A little bit of self-care. I'm practicing making bread, honest. And then making your way down to your calves, outside of your legs. Now, if this is not in your range of motion to come all the way down to your feet, you can easily bring your feet up to you. Making your way down to your ankles. You can start feeling all the tendons and bones in your ankles, just giving them a nice loving massage. And then coming down to your feet, taking a moment to check, bring all your awareness to the middle toe on each foot. And say hello to those toes. When's the last time you said hello to those toes? It's probably been a while. But then don't forget the other toes. Give them all a nice, really good massage, pulling on them. Now, even just in this bit of a bend, or if you're in a bend with your legs all the way out, or if your feet are closer to you, closing your eyes and just noticing this movement and noticing if there's any tension and holding maybe in your lower spine, down into your hips, bringing in that breathing pattern again. And then working your way back up. Legs stretched out, closing your eyes. Keeping your spine straight, and we're going to bend that right knee, bringing the right foot over top of the left foot here. Keeping your spine nice and straight. So your right knee is bent. Bringing your left arm or wrapping it around that right knee. Hugging that right knee towards your body. You'll notice your spine will automatically straighten up. Now that left foot, you can either engage that foot or just let it loose, whatever is comfortable for you tonight. Then extending that right arm out in front at shoulder height. And then follow your gaze along the horizon. As you're looking over your right shoulder, bringing that right palm close to your sacrum, pressing into the earth as you lengthen your spine and looking over your right shoulder. With each inhale, lengthening the spine taller, and exhale, see if you can twist into this spine twist a bit deeper. Noticing any tension and holding or contractions here. Breathing in that peace and harmony, allowing it to circle around that contraction, and breathing out tension and holding. Twisting a little bit deeper. Then releasing that right hand, bringing it up to shoulder height, circling it around front as you gaze across the horizon, releasing that left arm, releasing that right leg. Maybe do some leg shakes here. And this time we're going to bend the left knee. Bringing the left foot over that right leg. Right arm comes in and hugs that left knee, straightening the spine. Left arm comes out at shoulder height and begin to cross the horizon, following your gaze. And when you're looking over your left shoulder, plant that left hand down at the sacrum, sternum, sacrum, your bum. And then looking over your left shoulder, pressing into the earth as you lengthen your spine with each inhale. Exhale, see if you can sink deeper into that twist. Again, that right foot is either loose or you can engage it. Breathing in that peace and harmony, and exhaling, holding intention. Deepening that twist. And lifting that left arm up at shoulder height, following your gaze as you circle around to the front. Releasing that left arm. Releasing that left leg, shaking it out. And bringing both bottoms of your feet to the mat, bending both knees. Palms are behind you, fingers facing away from your body. And then we're just going to do some knee drops from side to side. Going slow. Noticing if there's any tight spots or hot spots here. Just dropping your knees from side to side. And going slow and mindful. And coming back to center. Pressing into the earth, straightening up your spine, opening your front body and looking up at the sky. Keeping your knees bent. It's just a nice counter stretch here. Then coming back to center. Crossing your legs. Sits bones are connected to the earth. Your spine is straight. So with your legs crossed, we're now going to take our right heel and bring it into Z formation. So bringing it around to the right buttock. Keeping both sits bones towards the earth, your spine is straight. So it's in a bit of a Z formation. Bringing your left hand down to the mat. Your right hand comes onto your hip. And then we're just going to rock that right hip towards the left knee. And then back. Rocking that right hip towards the left knee and back. And we're just going to carry on here. It's a bit of a hip opener. And going slow and mindful. The next time you find both sits bones on the earth, bringing both of your hands, so you're having that left knee pointed out, your right knee is kind of pointed back. You're going to bring your hands to either side of that left knee. And we're going to go into dolphin. So how it looks is you're going to dive your nose down to your knee, and then you're going to pop back up. This is called dolphin. To me, it kind of looks like Little Mermaid on that rock when she comes up and the water splashes. We're going to do that 2 more times, diving down towards that left knee and popping back up. 1 more time, diving down to that left knee and coming back up. Beautiful. Keeping that left hand planted on the earth, bringing the right hand back to that right hip. And then bringing the right hip to the left knee, rocking it out. Going nice and slow. So now we're going to, once your hip, your right sit bone comes back down to the earth, we're going to cross our legs again, but we're going to go to the other side. And I always like to start by crossing my legs because it's easier for me to get to that place. Now this time we're going to bring the left heel around to the left buttock, Z formation on the other side. So now your right knee is pointing towards the front of the mat and your left knee is kind of back. Planting your right hand down on the earth, left hand comes to the left hip, and then we're going to rock that left hip towards the right knee and back. And we're just going to do this with your own breath and your own flow. It's okay if your upper body comes with it. And then when your left buttock finds its way back to the earth, spine is straight, then we're going to tilt our torso over top of that front right knee, Planting both hands on either side, and we're going to go dolphin on the other side. So diving your nose down to the right knee and then popping back up. Nose to knee, then pop back up. We're going to do that 2 more times. One more time. And keeping that left hand planted in the earth, or sorry, right hand planted in the earth, the left hand comes to the hip, we're rocking that hip back out. Rocking that left hip towards the right knee. Going nice and slow. Now along the way, if you find something that is just really feeling really nice, you're more than welcome to just hang out and do that. You can always meet up with us later. Beautiful. So when you find that left hip, left sit bone back to the earth, uncross your legs, or sorry, come out of that, bringing the bottoms of your feet together this time. I didn't plan on this, but it seems like we're doing lots of nice hip openers. Pressing into both sits bones, spine is nice and straight, bringing the bottoms of your feet together. Now if you need some support under your knees, you can always bring a block or a rolled blanket. Or if you have a bolster, you can use that too, whatever's super comfy for you. Bringing your heels towards your pubic bone as much as you can. Pressing into the earth with your sits bones. You're nice and tall, standing out through the crown. Holding onto your ankles or to your feet, wherever you are comfortable this evening. You can just kind of play around with it. Take a few moments to just see where you're comfortable, whether it's holding onto your ankles or holding onto your feet. As long as you're pressing in through your sits bones and extending out through the crown. Your heart is nice and open. And we're just going to hang out here and bring in that breathing pattern. Noticing, first do a scan, noticing if there's any tension and holding in this pose. Any contractions, any heat, any resistance. And then bringing in that breathing pattern, so breathing in peace and harmony. Allowing it to circle around that contraction and exhaling, holding in tension. We're just going to hang out here and breathe together. Checking in with any areas like your shoulders tense, is your jaw tense. See if you can relax that. Now if there is an opening that allows you to begin to fold over top of your feet, leading with your heart, I invite you to go there, but go slow. Again, you have nowhere else to be or nothing else to do but be present in your body. This is a gift you have given yourself this evening. Just allow it to be. Continuing to press in through your sits bones, noticing if your knees, there's a little bit of an opening and your knees fall open a little bit more. Is there a release in your spine or your hips? Listening to your body, noticing where your body wants to tell you to stop. Listen to it. Don't go past that point. If you pass that point, you're in struggle. And if you're struggling, you can't relax, maybe here you want to sway a little bit. I'm just speaking from where I'm coming from tonight, and just notice just swaying back and forth here, keeping my heart open. Just feels really nice right now, and I'm just going to go with it. Sometimes in restorative classes, it doesn't really look like the typical yoga. It just looks like it feels really good in your body right now. On your next exhale, see if you can fold over just a little bit more. Again, not going past your edge, not going past that point where your body says stop. Just noticing those openings. We started off with meditation, movement, and this is just the time to melt into these poses. And your next inhale, begin to rise up nice and slowly. Slowly allowing your legs to stretch out in front, noticing if there's any sensation that's being released within your legs. Closing your eyes. Doing another bit of a body scan here. Then we're going to slowly make our way onto our hands and knees, into table. Again, go really slow. See if you can keep your eyes closed through this movement. Just coming from sitting to table. I'm just going to do a few rounds of cat and uppercut and C curve. So pressing the mat away, rounding your spine, tucking your chin, and coming out of that, dropping your belly button to the mat, extending out through the crown and sternum, hips pointing up to the sky. Back to table, pressing the mat away, rounding your spine. And dropping your belly button, coming out, extending out through the crown and sternum. Just go with your own breath and your own flow here. Just do a little bit of cat and uppercut. Beautiful. Then coming back to center, back to table. Since we did some really nice hip openers, we're going to go into pigeon, and we're going to hold pigeon for a while. And that breathing pattern will come in super handy into this pose. So pressing that right foot up to the sky, then bring the right knee in between the right and the left wrist. Coming into pigeon, pressing back through that left foot. So I'll turn around in case you didn't catch that on that side. So pressing up to the sky with that right foot, then bring that right knee in between, like that, in between your wrists, sinking your hips towards the mat. Now your hips should be square to the mat, and if they're not, if they're kind of over to one side, you may need some assistance here, and you can always bring a blanket or a bolster pillow and tuck it underneath that right hip. And that way your hips are square to the mat. So I'll just take a moment here to do a bit of a scan, noticing where any tension and holding is here. Now it might be, my best guess, it might be in your hips. Seeing if a couple of those breaths down into where there's holding here. Let's see if you can let it go. Now we're going to hold this for a few moments. So get comfy. Now you can come down onto your forearms here or stacked fists. If you have a block, you can always bring your forehead down to the block. Or you can come all the way down to the mat. Just noticing where that edge is for you, and don't go beyond it. There's no need to push through it. You can even come back up to here. If coming down onto your forearms or stacked fists is a little too much for you, just know, coming into the present and knowing where your body wants to be tonight. Breathing in peace and harmony, and exhaling, holding intention. Noticing if anything wants to shift or open, expand or contract. Just noticing where your body is right now in this pose. Now, if you need to come out of this, you're free to come out at any time. You can always come out and then come back in. On your next inhale, begin to rise up. And releasing the pigeon, bringing the right knee back to meet the left. Then we're just going to sink directly into child's pose, bringing your sits bones to your heels. And coming into child's pose. Rising back up into table, doing a few cat and upper cat here. Rounding your spine. Dropping your belly button. Then coming back into table, this time pressing the left foot up to the sky. And bring the left knee in between the right and left wrist. And we're going to go pigeon on the other side. Pressing back. That right leg, sinking the hips towards the mat. Checking in to see if your hips are square to the earth. Now if they're not, you can always bring that block or bolster underneath your left hip. You might find that your sides are completely different. You may not need the support on this side, or you need more support on the other side. Just noticing that it's different, or maybe not. You can hang out up here, checking in where that tension and holding is here. And if you wish to go a little bit deeper, coming down onto your forearms or stacked fist. And get comfy, because we're going to hang out here for a little bit. Bringing in that breathing pattern where you're breathing in peace and harmony, allowing that healing breath to circle around that contraction or that heat, that hot spot, and then exhaling that holding and tension. Allowing yourself to relax into this. If you don't have a block, you can also use a pillow or a rolled up blanket or towel. I don't recommend using a soup can in this situation because it could hurt your forehead. And we're just going to hang out here and breathe. Noticing if there's any openings happening that allow you to sink deeper into this pose. Or if it's too much, you can back out. On your next inhale, begin to rise up. Bringing that left knee back to meet the right. Folding up the hip crease, bringing your sits bones to your heels in child's pose. Begin to rise up, coming into cat and upper cat here. Let's do a couple of these just to kind of reset. C curve if you wish, whatever feels good for you. Then bringing your hands a little bit further in front of your shoulders. Begin to circle the hips. Back and down. It's kind of stretching all the way into your hips. It's kind of where I hear all the pops and cracks. in my hips, going the other way. Then we're going to start making our way back onto our sits bones, sitting down. Sitting on our sits bones, our legs stretched out in front of us. And at the beginning of the class, I said to get a belt or a bathrobe tie, or if you have one of those fancy yoga straps, grab one of them. But I just have the tie from my bathrobe. Belt works as well too. Just kind of have that handy close by. So stretching your legs out in front, bringing your big toes together, allowing your big toes to point towards your third eye, so your forehead, so your legs are nice and engaged. You're pressing through the bottoms of your feet. So if the ground was here, the imaginary ground, you're pressing into it, engaging your legs. And begin to rise your arms up overhead alongside your ears. So you're pressing through your sits bone, pressing into the bottom of your feet and extending out through your fingertips. And then from here, we're going to just begin to slowly and go very, very slow. Begin to fold at the hip crease. Leading with your heart. Arms are still up alongside your ears. And then you're going to go slow, so you're going to listen to your body. And wherever your body tells you to stop, you're just going to stop. You're not going to go past that point. So for example, I am here tonight. This is where my body's telling me to stop. Shoulders are down and relaxed. And then begin to lower your arms to the tops of your legs. Closing your eyes, coming into the moment, into your body. Noticing where that tension and holding is. And we're just going to breathe. On your next exhale, see if you can sink into that just a little tiny, tiny bit, even just 1 millimeter deeper. As you're in this forward fold, just noticing if there's tension in your shoulders or your jaw. The strongest sensation, and I'm speaking from where I'm at tonight, is in my lower lumbar region. So this is where all the tension and holding is. But there's a sneaky little bit that's creeping up in my shoulders and in my jaw. So I'm going to do that body scan as I'm here in this posture. I'm going to do that body scan all the way from my toes, all the way up, and noticing even those subtle contractions in my body, and noticing if I can loosen them and let them go and relax them just by using my breath. Now it could be completely different for you. It's your journey. So just noticing where those contractions are in your body right now. And also note that those can change. You could do this posture tomorrow, or you did it yesterday, and it could be completely different. And that's okay. That's why we keep coming back to the yoga mat. because things shift, they change. And accepting them in the moment is key. On your next inhale, rise up. Bringing your arms at shoulder height, palms facing each other. Begin to roll your spine down one vertebra at a time, coming back down to your mat. Allowing your arms to continue to follow above your head. Stretching from your tippy toes all the way to your arms. Doing any shimmy or shakes or anything you need to do. Now we're just going to come to a comfortable lying position on your mat. So I'm going to scooch up a little bit so my head is not off the mat. Super uncomfy. And we're going to grab our straps or our bathrobe or whatever works, whatever you have handy. You can also, if you have a bath towel, you can also roll up a bath towel too. So it's just having this handy lying onto your back. And also if you have a blanket or a pillow or a block, have that close as well too, just in case if you need that little extra support. So lying flat on your back, keeping your right leg straight. You're going to bend that left knee, bringing the strap or your bathrobe, we'll just call it a strap to keep it simple, to the bottom of your left foot. And allow that left foot to rise up towards the sky. So you're holding the strap. And we're just going to check in here. Are you fighting with this foot? You can bend your knee as much as you need to, whatever's comfy for you. Like, are you hanging on to this for dear life? If you are, can you just relax and let it go? Shoulders are both touching the earth. And you're just relaxed here. Pressing into that strap. See if you could straighten that left leg a little bit. I have really tight hamstrings, so I am just going to keep my knee bent a little bit, and that's okay. Maybe throughout these movements it'll release, but if it doesn't, I'm okay with that too. So you're not fighting this, you're just kind of guiding it nice and gently. And we're going to breathe here. So the strongest sensation currently in my body right now is in my left hamstring. But I'm going to bring my awareness to other parts, those subtle holdings, those subtle contractions. And my go-to is always my jaw. Can I relax that? Can I relax my shoulders? And on my next exhale, I'm going to begin to allow my left leg to cross over my right leg, guiding it with that strap. Now my leg can go as far as it wants to. Now this is where the block or the bolster comes in handy. You can make it as a guide, but my leg's not going to make it down all the way that way today, and that's okay. Then rising my left leg back up to the sky, and then allowing the right foot to fall away from center line. And I'm not fighting, it's just a guide. And bringing that left leg back up to the sky. And then releasing it. Allowing it to stretch out. Walking your hips back and forth a little bit. Now rising up. Lifting up that right leg, bringing the strap underneath the right foot. Extending that left leg out this time. Again, you're not fighting with this, it's just a guide. Bending your knee however much it needs to be bent. My hamstrings are not any different on either side, so my knee has to have a slight bend in it. Bringing in that breathing pattern of breathing in peace and harmony. Exhaling, holding, and tension. And your next exhale, allow that right leg to cross over the left. And it's just a guide, you're not fighting with it, your shoulders are relaxed, your jaw is relaxed. Begin to rise that right leg up to the sky, crossing your hands, holding with the right leg, and then bringing that right leg out to the side. Resting your foot on the block or a bolster if you need to. That's a little too far for me tonight. That's okay. If you find it's too far, back up and reset. Now if you find yourself shaking or you're really struggling, back up. It's okay to come back up to center. And then reset. And breathe. On your next inhale, rise your foot back up. Release the strap. Allowing both legs to stretch out in front of you. And bending both knees, bringing your knees to your chest. Giving yourself a nice big hug here, rocking back and forth. Give your kidneys, your lower back a bit of a massage. And I invite you to bring your arms out in T formation and allow your knees stacked on top of each other fall over to the right, keeping both shoulder blades, if you can, onto the earth. Looking up at the sky. A nice spine twist. On your next inhale, engaging your abdominals, coming back up to center, and this time we're going to stack our knees and allow them to go over to the left. Keeping both shoulders onto the earth if you can. Breathing all the way into your lower abdominals. That way you give yourself a nice internal massage. Engaging your abdominals, coming back up to center, releasing your arms, giving them your knees another hug. Then we're going to begin to extend your legs out. Arms are alongside your body. Now if you have a blanket or a pillow, we're going to come into corpse pose, our final shavasana. So if you want to put on some layers, put a blanket over you. I'm actually going to enjoy shavasana along with you. So putting a blanket, wrapping it underneath your feet. Warm feet, warm heart. And if you have socks, that works too. Putting a pillow you may have on your bed or on your couch, just put that under your head. Allowing your body to just rest on the earth. Doing any squiggles or wiggles you may need to do. Inhale, sighing out, and allowing your body to just rest, relax, and let go. And begin to bring awareness to the rise and fall of your chest. Begin to bring awareness back into your body by maybe wiggling your toes and your fingers. Rocking your head back and forth. And stretching your arms overhead as if you're waking up from a beautiful nap. Begin to bring your knees. Bending your knees, bringing them to your chest. Then rolling over onto your right hand side, coming into the fetal position. As you inhale and exhale, you are held here in the womb of existence by the earth. Inhaling peace and harmony, and exhaling tension and holding. And begin to rise up, coming into a comfortable seated position. Know throughout your day and throughout your week that you have the ability to tap into this peace and harmony that you have created. With one inhale and one exhale, you have that power. Then begin to rise your hands up off your lap, rotating your palms towards each other, and slowly allow your palms to begin to make their way towards each other. And once they touch, rest your thumbs at heart center. I'd like to end our class this evening with the sacred sound of Om. So take a nice deep inhale. Healing and peace. Japa. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I hope you all have a very peaceful and restful sleep this evening. And I am sending you all my love. And again, let us know how we can connect with you, whether it's Zoom or Facebook Live or just a quick message and allowing us to reach out to you. So let us know how we can be of service to you all, near and far. And from my heart to yours, I love you, and good night.